Random question, but if someone asks a question, do I wait for you?
Hi, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Accounting, the Language of Business. I'm glad that you could able to join us for this webinar. I'd like to introduce Professor Carla Wilkin, our head of department, who will take us through this presentation.
Good morning and welcome. Before I begin, I would like to acknowledge the people of the Kulin Nations on whose land we are gathered today. I pay my respects to their elders, past and present. In many ways, accounting is the backbone of business, but it also plays a very important role in business. At the end of the day, underpinning most short and long-term strategies in organisations is a set of financial reports that help in providing the financial viewpoint for organisations. What we're going to spend the next few minutes looking at is why study accounting and what are some of the study options available in accounting in the Monash Business School. Did you know that the backbone of accounting, or a golden ticket of sorts to the C-suite, is an accounting degree? Research from a specialist recruiter, Robert Half, reports that around 1/3 of all ASX 200 listed CEOs have an accounting or financial services background. So what is accounting? Accounting is essentially about recording, measuring, classifying, interpreting, and communicating performance information. We often refer to it as the language of business. It communicates business information, which helps in navigating through that ever-changing and dynamic business landscape. Accountants in this play an important role in managing, measuring, and allocating business resources to support the organisation achieving its objectives. Accountants also are involved in strategic decision making through reviewing profitability, interpreting sets of financial statements, and of course communicating that performance information. So why study accounting at Monash University? First of all, students get to learn from a leading group of academics. In the department, we have academics from over 25 different nationalities, which brings with it diversity in terms of teaching approaches, thoughts to assessment practices, and so forth. We very much focus on developing the technical and the professional know-how in our students. So for example, you might take some specialist accounting software right from first year and learn how to actually enter transactions into and utilize an accounting package. We also seek to develop work-ready skills through our assessment regimes. So for example, we use a lot of case studies, we use debates, we use a lot of presentations, we even use role plays and so forth to develop those extra skills that complement the technical skills to make somebody very much well-rounded when they're entering the profession. There is also opportunities throughout the degree to gain hands-on experience through an industry placement where students can consolidate their knowledge, reflect on it, and put it into practice ahead of entering the market, which bolsters somebody's CV. Monash is also very proud of its rankings and reputation. The Department of Accounting is above world standard. The business school holds Triple Crown accreditation. So we are one, just what does that mean? It means we're about the top 1% of business schools worldwide. We also offer a lot of flexibility in our degrees, and let me elaborate on that further. For people who are not too sure about, they know they want to study accounting, but how they want to package it, Monash offers what we call comprehensive degrees. Our Bachelor of Business, our Bachelor of Commerce, our Bachelor of Business Administration are all examples of that, where somebody can come in and study a business qualification, within that completing an accounting major that is accredited by the professional bodies, but also complement those studies with other business or other skills, language, IT, and so forth. We also offer a Bachelor of International Business, where again, we have accredited accounting electives available for students. For students who know from day one, I want to do accounting and I'd like to supplement that with some other studies. The Bachelor of Accounting allows individuals from day one of their studies to specialise in accounting, and we go in a bit more depth with some more accounting subjects, but there's still opportunities for electives to pick up other avenues of studies. We also have, as part of our degree structures, postgraduate qualifications, a Master of Professional Accounting for people with non-accounting background, or a Master of Accounting for those seeking to advance their accounting knowledge. In addition to that, we offer a number of different double degrees. That could be, for example, at the undergraduate, taking a Bachelor of Business and a Bachelor of Accounting, or taking a Bachelor of Business and doing two majors, perhaps a Bachelor of a Business with an accounting major and a banking and finance major, or an accounting major and a major in management. Students also have the opportunity to combine different degrees, perhaps a Bachelor of Commerce with laws, but we also have opportunities with arts, IT, biomedical science, engineering. The list is quite extensive. So what do these degree structures allow? The Bachelor of Business and Bachelor of Commerce, being the comprehensive degree, allow people to study an accredited accounting major, delving into aspects of accounting like financial accounting, management accounting, corporate finance, auditing, financial analysis. The indicative ATAR for the Bachelor of Business is 82.10, while for the Bachelor of Commerce, it's around 90.35. For the Bachelor of Accounting, which is a specialist degree, still getting into those same aspects of accounting, but perhaps a bit more analytics and so forth. The Bachelor of Accounting degree has an indicative ATAR of approximately 84.10. A Bachelor of Business Administration degree offered through our Peninsula campus still allows people to take accredited accounting units, and the indicative ATAR to enter into the Bachelor of Business Administration is approximately 70.05. Within our Bachelor of International Business degree, which is currently offered at our City campus, but from 2022 will be offered at Caulfield. Within that Bachelor of International Business, people have the opportunity to pick up elective units in accounting. And of course, those elective units all go towards a pathway to accreditation of with our professional bodies. So still going into financial accounting, management accounting, auditing and insurance, as we have in our other degree programs. The indicative ATAR for that is 81.05. So what's some careers in accounting? Some people go into business advisory. Some go into our top tier accounting firms or second tier accounting firms. Some say, I really like that engagement with clients and go into auditing. Others like taxation or liquidation. For some, they want to diversify and go into the public sector or the not-for-profit sector. For others, they aspire to grow through that corporate ladder throughout their career and end up in a chief financial officer role. At Monash, we say we want to encourage our students to get more than just a degree and stand out in that job market. So what we do is encourage students to build their toolbox through different experiences. For example, getting that hands-on experience through an internship or an industry's placement, which consolidates that knowledge, puts it into practice, great for the CV and great at networking with different firms and potential employers. Our degrees, of course, are professionally accredited with professional bodies such as CPA Australia, Chartered Accountants Australia and New Zealand. That opens up opportunities. And there's also affiliate roles that you can join those professional bodies early and actually get an edge that way. We also encourage our students to enter student clubs, societies, volunteer, go into competitions, or perhaps also look at national or international study programs to develop a culture and develop different expertise. So in summary, the Department of Accounting at Monash University offers a number of different pathways for an accounting degree. We offer an exciting curriculum that is fully accredited with professional bodies. And of course, as I've just mentioned, lots of exciting opportunities to round out that CV with student experiences. So after we've finished the Q&A session in just a moment, I do encourage you to go to the accounting booth and to chat with a range of our experts that will be available. We'll now enter into the Q&A session.
Thank you, Carla, for your presentation and for your time. We have a couple of questions. The first one, Carla, is from a prospective student who's wondering, would it be better to major in accounting in the business and banking and finance degree or in the accounting degree?
It really depends on what your career aspirations are. If you study a Bachelor of Business or a Bachelor of Commerce and do a major in accounting, you can certainly do that second major. The Bachelor of Business degree really gives you that first year to sort of settle in and say, yep, I know I want to do accounting, but that first year gives you a time to be able to find what do you want to do as your second major, because you'll take a range of different subjects. It's really in your second year then that you'll actually have to settle into deciding on that major. If you do know from day one you're really, really interested in accounting, then perhaps look at the Bachelor of Accounting, but there's still elective units available within that degree structure. So if you want to pick up arts, or you want to pick up a few units in finance, or you want to pick up some IT and some finance, you can pick all of those units up still through your elective units in the Bachelor of Accounting.
Great, thank you, Carla. In case you haven't noticed, we have one of our accounting students here. Her name is Gabrielle. We do have a question, and it's about why did you pick to study accounting?
Good question. I did it in year 12, and I really loved accounting so much that I did it sort of a year early because my high school allowed it. So that's why I got into accounting. And also that my family is sort of business oriented, and my dad's an accountant as well. So he sort of, I guess, in a way inspired me to do accounting. And that's what I did in high school, and now I'm majoring in it in uni.
Excellent. Thank you. So Carla, we have another question. Does the accounting degree cover aspects of business, or does it just focus more on technical accounting knowledge?
Nowadays, of course, to get an accounting job and to succeed, we need to cover both technical and professional competencies. So sure, the accounting knowledge, we certainly teach the technical aspects of accounting, but through our assessment and through the way that we deliver it, we also develop the professional competencies in accountants, being critical thinking, analytical thinking, all of those different communication skills, oral, written, and so forth communication. Complementing that, of course, we encourage the students, and through the degree structure, we encourage students to pick up different units in business. So to pick up some units in finance, in economics, in actuarial studies, in management, in organizational behavior. There's lots of different ways to complement those studies in accounting.
Marvelous. Thank you, Carla. We have a question about what other career options available with the major in accounting.
The career options are really quite endless in terms of once you've got an accounting degree. Some people use it to go, for example, into not-for-profit organisations because they're interested in working with charities. But that financial literacy, that financial understanding helps in terms of embedding a role there, but looking at greater good. Some say, no, I want to be a chartered accountant and go and work in one of the big 4 accounting firms. So from day one, their aspiration is to get into those top accounting firms, go on and do their professional pathway through the CA or CPA program. And then because they're in those big firms, look at opportunities also when we're not in COVID, to perhaps travel abroad and to work in one of the international offices, because many of those companies have international arrangements. But you could go into tax, you could go into mergers, you could go into liquidation, you could go into hospitals and actually work heavily into the accounting sphere. Accounting is ingrained in basically every organisation, so the opportunities are basically endless.
Speaking of jobs, we have a really good question here. How do you become an auditor from majoring in accounting in a business degree?
So at university, you will study all of the financial accounting units, which teach you a lot of the financial accounting, preparation of statements, analysing these actual standards. So we teach the international accounting standards as part of that. Also in third year, we have an auditing unit where you'll actually get in and start to learn about auditing. What's the practices? How do you consolidate data? How do you look at the quality of data? How do you arrive at an audit opinion? So it'll teach you all of those basics around what is auditing, how do you actually engage in an audit. Once you actually go further and graduate, most people go on to become either a CPA or a chartered accountant. And as part of their studies in their professional programs, they may pick up further aspects to do with auditing through them. But the knowledge that you learn from university is sufficient. And many of our students go on into audit roles immediately upon graduation.
Great. We have a question here about internships. So about how many do we offer, are they available? And additionally, are students expected to search for their own placements, or does the university provide them?
It is a mixture. So in terms of the number of placements at any one year, I believe it's something about 800 to around 1,000 students approximately who actually take up an opportunity to go on an industry placement. We do have a dedicated team in the Monash Business School who help in terms of starting to open some of those doors. Some students come to us with the name of an employer they actually want to go to. Others need to work with the team to try and help open up those opportunities. In accounting, if you're a high performing student, we have a limited number of placements with some agreed Big Four accounting firms and wider firms where you can do a placement and actually earn $8,000 for that placement. But it does mean that while you're doing that placement, you're effectively working 5 days a week for the organisation for a period of between 10 and 12 weeks at a point in time.
Marvelous. Thank you so much. So I guess another question that that's being asked is, how is IT impacting the role of an accountant?
That's a really good question because, of course, we see the horror news headline, accounting as a profession is going to fade out. No, accounting is actually always going to be there. Yes, things like blockchain, artificial intelligence and so forth are changing the accounting profession. Things like the basic bookkeeping roles, they are fading out and have largely gone. But what we are now seeing is the role that artificial intelligence in that can actually play to enhancing accounting. For example, we can use artificial intelligence and big data in accounting to look at analytics. They're now using that quite heavily in the auditing sphere, where a lot of the big audit firms are actually creating their own pool of data analytics, which is giving a bit more feel for where they're commonly seeing problems, to know where to actually expand their audit practices and audit engagements. So in fact, accounting is embracing the use of technology. It's meaning that we're becoming more of consultants. We're looking at value adding in different ways. But I will admit that basic transactional sort of stuff, yes, that has been automated a lot.
Excellent. Thank you, Carla. And we have time for one final question. And it's about international opportunities. So how does studying accounting at Monash allow me to work overseas? What's the advantage?
What's the advantage of working overseas? Monash is an internationally recognised university. Our standing is well above world standard, and we're very highly ranked on a lot of the key metrics internationally, which means that the doors are very much opened in a lot of overseas workplaces. Getting an accounting degree in Australia, if you are accredited with something like CA or CPA, it's a quality stamp. It's saying you've got it from a quality institution, you've done a full accounting major that is recognised by the accounting profession, which then means if you want to go and work in the US or you want to go and work in the UK or into Asia and so forth, you've got a recognised degree, accredited, that puts you in good stead. So many firms have international offices. You might work for a year or two in Australia and then look at a transfer over to one of their international offices for a few years and then perhaps come back to Australia. So there's many different ways of being able to package it. There's also visa opportunities insofar as accountants are in demand across the world. It's not just Australia. So you could take your accounting qualification, use a visa, travel abroad, do some work in accounting, and still I encourage you to come back to Australia, but come back eventually.
We've got quite a few more questions coming in, so we'll be able to take this one more. And if we haven't answered your questions, I do apologize. But as Carla has mentioned, please hop into our live chat in our booth, and we'll be more than happy to help you. So the final question that we have here is passing the CPA exam critical for searching for jobs? Are employers looking for this accreditation?
So you can only do the CA or the CPA program at the moment really once you've actually graduated. So effectively an undergraduate degree at Monash University gets you an associate membership status with CPA Australia and with Chartered Accountants Australia and New Zealand. Once you've got that associate-based membership, what people do commonly is within the next 3 years while they're working, they actually study the modules required for that professional accreditation. And it's 5 to 6, depending upon the professional body you're seeking to become a full member of. And during that studies, where you'll usually do one subject at a time per semester with them, you must get some signed work experience, because part of going from an associate member with these professional bodies to becoming a full member is that you must have a minimum of 3 years signed work experience from an employer as well.
Great, thank you, Carla. That wraps up our session and our live Q&A. I'd like to thank everyone who's attended and put forward some really good questions. I've thoroughly enjoyed reading them, and Carla and Gabriel, I'm sure, enjoyed responding to them. I'm sorry that we haven't been able to answer all of them. If you do have any follow-up questions or you would like to continue to chat, like I said, please join us in our live chat booth. Look forward to seeing you there. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your open day. Thank you
very much.